Welcome to week 6 discussion board, everyone. It's been a fun journey, but I wish you all well. So here goes nothing. This week I chose COBRA, Consolidated Omnibus Budgeted Reconciliation Act. This act was started in the mid-80s and it was revised again 2 or 3 times. The law requires that employers provide health coverage to employees and families after they're no longer eligible for their current health plan. There could be a number of reasons why this has happened. It could be loss of their job, they were terminated, loss of work hours, cutbacks, budget cuts for different reasons. They could become eligible for Medicare, Medicaid, or other different things. Coverage for COBRA could last up to 18 months initially. A person has 60 days from the first time they're told that they're eligible for COBRA. The catch to this is that they must pay their entire premium. I know. That's a hard thing to do for many families. If you're thinking that your work hours were cut, how are you going to pay for your premiums? If you were terminated from your job, how are you going to pay that whole entire premium? It is amazing to me how people even afford COBRA. COBRA does not cover if you had life insurance, if you had disability insurance. It does not cover if you had like a retirement plan or a vacation plan or anything like that either. So think about those things, everybody. Even though we're young, you should think about them now. Thinking about the individual, they have these life events occur, and the life events, like I've mentioned before, could be death, divorce, loss of work hours, being terminated for their employer. Working as a case manager right now at Cigna, I've had customers where they're on short-term disability with their employer, and their short-term disability is only for so many weeks, like 25 to 30 weeks. Their short-term disability runs out. They've not opted to buy the long-term disability insurance. They're not ready to go back to work yet. They haven't been cleared from their doctors. So now what are they going to do? Their employer's not firing them, but how are they going to go back to work? They're still not ready to go back to work. So what are they going to do? They have to look for other means of employment. They have to ask their employer if there's other jobs that they can do, like a light duty job. But what if there isn't? And they have no other choice but to sever their employment with the company. They have to quit. So then they would have to opt for the COBRA if they could even pay for that. I actually looked up COBRA in Ohio. I've always heard COBRA. I never really looked into it because I've never had a need to. But what I thought was interesting was that some of these things showed that, you had to have insurance 3 months prior to termination, which makes sense to me. If you didn't meet your 90-day, you know, probationary period, you probably didn't have insurance. So no, COBRA's not going to be something offered to you. Not have voluntarily quit. So I didn't know that. Not become eligible for Medicare. Now, federally, it says if you become eligible for Medicare, it was okay for COBRA still. So that's a little bit misleading for me. I'm not sure about that. I need to read into that more. If you're not eligible for another insurance plan, then you can't get the COBRA. And you must pay in advance on a monthly basis in Ohio. Just a couple tidbits that I did not know I thought was pretty cool because I've never really looked it up. Thinking about the employers, they have to have 20 more employees to, be required by law to offer COBRA. If the company decides to merge with another company, who's responsible for that COBRA contract and the acquisition of the health plan? These are all things that have to be decided when the company makes the merger because they can't just terminate your COBRA insurance. Somebody has to be responsible for that. But these are all things that are part of their contracts that they have to make before anything moves forward. The payers, the health plans providing your COBRA can charge up to a 2% surcharge to the consumer. I think that's insane. That 2% surcharge helps the employers with their administrative fees and expenses. Really? I just find that hard to believe. But whatever, people. Any way to make an extra buck off somebody who doesn't have a job and now does not have health insurance. They can terminate your coverage if you pay late, but you do have a 30-day grace period, which I thought was better than a 10-day grace period. Oftentimes, people who don't opt for the COBRA because the premiums are outrageous to pay your whole entire premium can go to the marketplace online, and look for plans under the Affordable Care Act. So I think a lot of people are opting to do that these days, which it makes it really easy and convenient. Sorry about my dogs, guys. My little man's just on his way in the door from his first football game that mom had to miss. So I apologize, but I want to wish everybody well, and I hope you like my presentation. I hope I didn't chop it up too much. Have a great day.